Welcome to the Straight Talk on Fleet podcast with Erin Gilchrist. Each week, Erin will be breaking down fleet management, trying to cut through the noise and get down to the real issues safety and operations leaders are struggling with every day. The goal will be to get to the bottom of how leaders can break down these silos of information and accelerate change management, how to use real-time, accurate data to drive massive efficiencies across fleet-focused business processes, and to elevate people's careers with emerging best practices. Now it's time for the Straight Talk on Fleet.
Hello, Fleet community, and welcome back to the Straight Talk on Fleet podcast. I'm Erin Gilchrist, VP of Evangelism at IntelliShift. On this podcast, I'll be your objective and reliable source of information for the fleet ecosystem based on real experience that comes from managing an enterprise fleet for over 15 years. Fleet management's hard, so we're going to break it down fleet manager style with a focus on everything from driver behavior and compliance to getting more from our internal and external partners and our data. So today, we're going to dig into the pillars of our podcast and what you can expect to hear about going forward. They'll really coincide with some of my biggest challenges and successes in managing a fleet and leading a team of fleet administrators and managing a large network of internal and external partners. And I'm sure all of you do all of those things. And so I'm excited to dig into our pillars today. The first one is project and change management, right? What a beast. Doing our day-to-day job while implementing change, all along. The second pillar is teams and data silos. People and data sometimes don't talk to each other the way that they should, or sometimes within our organizations, we might know the right people to partner with. We just don't know how to get there. So it'll be fun to figure that out together. And then the third pillar is people and vehicle management, right? Big topic, but just, as fleet managers, we're really not on an island alone, left to figure out the whole animal of changing driver behavior, right? So we'll dig into, how we do that best. So let's start with this overarching theme of project and change management. It's an important pillar and topic of discussion for fleet managers, right? This idea of bringing new processes, programs, tools, technology to market inside of our organizations can be complicated at best, right? So not only are we responsible for all the day-to-day activities, and we know those are a combination of strategic activities, tactical activities and tasks, but along the way, we inevitably identify issues and problems to solve. And so then we have to go out and find solutions. And that's just the start of this massive body of work from discovery to implementation that is multifaceted. So it'll be fun to dig into the best way, right? What are those best practices in change management within your organizations? And to elaborate on some of those roles we play day to day as fleet managers, right? We're responsible for people on our teams and out in the field, financials, reporting, purchasing, supply chain risk, the list goes on, right? And so by developing sound methods by which to manage change is great, but it's not an easy task. So I really look forward to digging into this with you along the way. The next big pillar for us that we'll talk about is data and people silos. This aspect of meeting all these people within your organization, right? And then understanding their roles and how they intersect with your role, who to partner with, how to partner with them, raising an awareness on what needs to be done and bringing those teams together. So think finance, risks, procurement, operations, HR. How do we bring this team together and convince them that, one, they need to be on your team, that it's mission critical for the organization, and then maybe using data to bring them along, right? Convincing them through sound data and insights about the value of what you're doing and how you can help the organization as a whole and how you can help the organization together, right? And ultimately, the value that brings for you and your career and them and their careers and how you can lift each other up by working together. And then where you can win. So having these allies to move the needle faster and more efficiently than ever before will, ultimately elevate everyone's career, right? And so then on data silos, we could talk about this forever. We will. talk about this forever. However, as it relates to this pillar, these data silos can really be detrimental to us being successful in our careers. So I look forward to talking about how proper data stewardship, I love that term. You'll hear that a lot. It's just caring for data in the proper way. So how data stewardship can be the primary tool by which you as a fleet leader can engage your organization as a whole. You can engage your C-suite. You can influence and convince that team that you'll build inside your organization that you may already have, and your drivers, right? Being able to share things with drivers that help them be more safe and efficient in their jobs every day. It's really everything you need to get things done around safety and efficiency in your organizations. So it's about using these powerful insights that data can provide to quickly increase engagement and start those game-changing conversations that will help you accelerate your ideas and your projects. But most of all, we'll continue to talk about this too, is your careers, right? Just think what it might look like if you could grab those nuggets of data, those important things, and share them out quickly and accurately. It would take your role as an influencer to that next level. I mean, that's what we're doing all the time, is influencing people inside and outside of our organizations about how to be safer and more efficient, right? So taking something that is so much harder than it needs to be, it was difficult when I was managing a fleet, and simplify it by bringing the right people together and the right data together. So that's the second pillar around silos. And then, the biggest one really that kind of coincides with everything that we've already talked about so far today is people and vehicle management. Massive topic, right? But I feel like the real issue is compliance, right? It's about building this culture of safety and compliance in your organizations so that you can be the hero, right? And manage the most efficient fleets possible. So you're not on an island. You are not alone in your quest to change driver behavior. So when we talk about change management, project management, people and data silos, it really boils down to how all you do affect the success of your driver and to operate safely and treat their vehicles as if they own them. I mean, imagine that. If we could make it so easy for our drivers to comply that they could just get in the vehicle every day, get from point A to point B all throughout their day, do that safely, efficiently, and then really just focus on their vocation, whether they're in lawn care or HVAC or they're a windshield repair and replacement tech. They have been trained to do those jobs really well. And we should have an environment where they can just focus on being really, really good at what they do. Because we, as the fleet leaders in our organization, have elevated them to that professional driver status by taking out all the gray area around them through sound processes and tools and technology to make everyone's job easier and more successful, right? Sounds easy. We know it isn't. So I can't wait to talk about these things with you. I look forward to expanding on all of these topics and many more with you and the entire fleet community. So again, you're listening to the Straight Talk on Fleet. It's been a pleasure talking with you today. If you feel like any of these topics or pillars resonate with you or someone on your team, please subscribe to the podcast, follow me on LinkedIn or any channels you use for news and information. But until next time, keep it real, keep it safe for fleet's sake. Thanks for listening.